Hello, my friends. I hope you found your way back into the stream. This is Andre. This is Thursday afternoon and another stream. This time about Gatsby again. Now, first of all, let me know in the chat how was your week. How was your Thursday? Here in Czech Republic, it's quite cold. In the morning, it was minus 14 Celsius. So it's good to be back home. It's good to be seated next to a heater block. And being nice and warm here. You see that I'm wearing a hoodie actually. It's not ideal here and it just has that nice warm feel. And yeah, it's again Thursday afternoon, last working day of the week because tomorrow is an innovation day. Tomorrow is Friday, the day that is dedicated to innovations. And if you heard me last time, guys, I was talking about GatsbyConf, so tomorrow is going to be a day that I work on that presentation. So hopefully that's going to go well. And at the start of this stream, I want to go through what we did last time. Now, in the title of this video, you see GatsbyImage and StaticImage. So it's obviously about Gatsby and about handling images in Gatsby. Last time we took a look at the static image component. So there are two components, static image for static images and Gatsby image for dynamic images. Now I haven't worked with either of those. My first experience with these was last time on the stream. You can take a look at the recording. It's on my YouTube channel. The reason why you see now here source tree is that I'm using this this software to handle and track all my code. And this is the repository that I pushed to last time after I made the changes. And this is usually what I use to kind of remember what I did last time. Yeah. So fortunately, I did push all the changes, or at least committed them. I didn't push them. But it's easy for me to see what I did last time. Yeah. So you see that I added the Gatsby plugin image. I added Gatsby transformer sharp and Gatsby plugin sharp to get the data from the file system. And I think we also did something to the Jumbotron. So we were looking at changes in styles. The reason for that was that on Kentico Advantage, the Jumbotron image kind of has to behave a different way if it's on a mobile device and different way if it's on a large desktop. So we were playing around with the CSS until we finally found out that the object position should be set to 0. To make sure that the left top corner of the image always stays in place. And the rest is resizing, based on the image size or the screen size. So that worked well. The rest was handled by Gatsby. Yeah, so it was during the build, it would take the image, it would resize it to appropriate sizes, and then display the appropriate sized images on the site based on the screen size. Yeah. So that's what we did last time. It worked quite well. The only thing I needed to do is pretty much include the static image component in the page. Now let's take a look at that component in code. So I think it was under components and Jumbotron. So you see what I did was I imported the static image component from Gatsby plugin image. Not sure if they actually released it yet, but it was in beta last time. So we imported this static image and used it on the page right here. So before that, the image was hard-coded in the CSS of the Jumbotron container. Now this is just a styled div. Yeah, it's not a component or React component at all. This is just a styled div, and this was the image was background of that div. Now we changed that and switched and put that into a static image component, which is handled by Gatsby. And you see that when the page starts to load, it's gonna show you a blurred placeholder. That's like a really small sized image that is enlarged and therefore is blurred because you don't have enough information to display the full image. Let's try to develop here and see how the site looks like. And then we're going to take a look at the Gatsby image. So this is the documentation on gatsbyjs.com about both of these. But we started last time with the decide which component to use, and we went with the static image for the static image, because that never changes. Yeah. And now I want to go the other way with the dynamic images. But let's give this a second until this is built. Okay, now here we go. Localhost 8000. Oops. 8000. There we go. So this is the site. This is the static image. Now it was really fast, right? But you see the blur? I'm going to try it once again so that you can really see when the image appears, it's blurred. Yeah, and then as soon as I get the data, it kind of nicely transforms into a new image. I'm just going to do the reload once again. Yeah, you see now it is really blurred, and now it downloaded the image. So this is a really nice functionality. I really like this because on a lot of sites when you visit them, you just expect that there are going to be some images. Yeah, when you're looking at, I'm not sure if Gmail does that, but other free email providers, when you look at the email, it's all broken. And as soon as you start getting the images, then the structure of the email starts to make sense and so on. But if there were placeholders like this one, and it would be just blurred, and then it nicely transforms, it'd be so much better user experience. Yeah, this is really easy. I know that there's going to be an image there, but I don't need to wait for the image to see the full page. So this is a great user experience. All right, so there's the static image, right? That was quite clear how to do that. I didn't do much configuration at all last time. Yeah, so let's see what we can do with the dynamic images. And I think we have one in planning or developing. I never remembered the right category here. Oh yeah, here we go. So there is an image. I think that this one is actually an SVG. Yeah, let me see if we have here something else that would not be an SVG. Because I'm not sure if the Gatsby image components actually support SVGs. I think it was stated somewhere. Source images. Let me see. Let's take a look at the docs, but I'm sure I read it somewhere last time that only some image formats were supported. Static image, Gatsby image, how to guide. Okay, here we go. Restrictions. Where did I read it? I'm sure it was here somewhere. Maybe under source. Let me Google for PNG. Or not Google, but search on the page. Okay, here we go. So the Gatsby image plugin supports 4 output formats: JPEG, PNG, WebP, and AVIF. But I don't see what should be the input. SVG. Let's try it with the SVG. It seems like it should work. Or at least it's not saying anything about SVG, right? SVG, SVG, those are only the traced SVG functions. It should be fine. Okay, we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Nothing, not big of a problem. So let's see. Let's go back here and dynamic images. So if you need to have dynamic images, such as if they are coming from a CMS, that's exactly my use case. Let me just jump into content quickly. I'm going to open the right project on the next screen. Just give me a second. And we're going to take a look at how the source data look like. So we're looking at Canonical Advantage. Here we go. And we are looking at content. And we're not looking for a page, we're looking for a phase. And I think the phase was monitoring. Now, where is that? Area of maintaining? Oh, I guess it's Oh, okay, so it's maintaining actually here. Okay, cool. So this is maintaining. Oh, and here we got also images, right? We can do this one instead. This is but this is SVG as well. So we can do either of those. But there is no image. How come we have the image there when there is none? So monitoring. Oh, okay. My mistake. I'm on a wrong phase here. So it's actually developing in a team. That's where the image is. So we're looking for developing in a team. Developing in a team phase. That's what I'm looking for. And there's the icon, and there is the image. Perfect. So we got the image there. So now let's switch back into documentation. Now we know where the image is, right? So let's see. You can load them, if you need to have dynamic images, you can load them via GraphQL and display them using Gatsby image component. Add the image to your page query. Any GraphQL file object that includes an image will have a child image sharp field that you can use to query the image data. The exact data structure will vary according to your data source, but the syntax is like this. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna find the phase. I think it's under templates or pages maybe. Yeah, I think this is the one. Now this is the file system route API. Yeah, last time on the stream I did this too. So content item phase dot elements URL value. So this is the URL of the phase. So here we should have the image as well somewhere. Yeah. Now there are some additional functions like parse tables that just parses the content. So text is the content here. And I assume, so there's a teaser here, there's a content zone. And here we displayed the icon container. And here is the rich text element. And here are the images. Face elements, content, images. Now what I'm interested in, what's in there? If it's true what the documentation says, that there is a child image sharp. Because I'm not sure if we have it as a GraphQL file. Now let's take a look at localhost 8000 and GraphQL. Now I'm looking for face, edges, and I'm looking for element, content. Show that to me. Okay, so these are all the phases. Now, obviously I want only the one developing in a team. So I'm just gonna check what's the code name of the item. So the code name is this one. I'm just gonna copy that. And let's filter this based on not elements, but system code name. And the system code name should correspond to the headless CMS code name. Perfect. Now we got the distributed development approach. I guess that's what we're looking for. Let's check here the title as well. So title is developing in a team, so we're on the right page. Yeah, this is indeed the item that I'm looking for. Now what I want to look at is the images, and I don't see. So we got the URLs here. It's fine. These are the URLs, that are coming from the headless CMS. So we have the URLs here. But I don't see child image sharp anywhere. So GraphQL file, I guess this is not a GraphQL file object then. Gatsby image data. That you can use to query the object. Query blog post. Okay, let's see. But this is handled automatically. We don't even have that in the Gatsby node. These are just the redirects, nothing else, yeah. So we definitely need to look at this page query. Content, images. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Content, images. Okay, where we are. Here we were. So how do we do this? You can load them via GraphQL and display them using the Gatsby image component. But we don't have that field there. Child image sharp. But maybe if we look at okay, let's see again here. Query, blog post, title, body. If we maybe look here, no, it doesn't seem right. No, we don't get that here. That's interesting. So how do we proceed with this? You can change the size and layout. Maybe it's because it's in the rich text. Now let me see if this changes. Let's try this again. And try just a normal image, which would be the teaser, I think. Let me see. Now, teaser is not the text. We're looking for icon. Icon here. No, but we don't have that there. Data blog post avatar. So what if we added there? But that doesn't seem right. I mean, icon value. Where do we add this? Like, it is here. No, it doesn't seem right. Because this is definitely not true. I mean, I don't see that here. I don't see that field there, which you can use to query the image data. The exact data structure will vary according to your data source, but the syntax is like this. Gatsby image data. Yeah, that doesn't work. So child image sharp. Okay. Oh, okay. So it seems like it needs to be supported in the integration directly. Okay, this is related to Strapi only. Let's see this. I think I saw, let me see. So Gatsby image content. I think I saw this somewhere. Gatsby image API. No, this is not what we're looking for. I think there was a plugin that would actually enable this for content. No, we're looking for this. I think I saw it somewhere. No, it doesn't seem like it. So unless we have that field there, I don't think we can move forward. So child image sharp. Let's see this one. Okay, this is another option here. Now, whenever a node is created, we're gonna create the image, unless there is a support for it. Linking then to get ghost post node. Yeah, this creates remote file node. Okay, now let's take a look what the integration with content actually does. So looking at Gatsby source content, I want to see how does this work. So I'm looking for something like create node for all the variants, but I don't think it's using the create remote file node or create file node. So that's what should be happening here. Apparently, GraphQL file object. Yeah. Logins, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for a way how to create the files, because here they say any GraphQL file object that includes an image. So here we're creating nodes. Create node ID, create content. Vary according to data source. Now, I don't think that we can debug this here. GraphQL file object. So I'm not sure how these are created. Now, it's clear how the nodes are created, but I don't know what they mean by GraphQL object, file object. That includes an image, like what is that? So we're creating on the Gatsby nodes, we're not creating any file objects. So maybe that's the problem. Like here we're just displaying whatever is incoming from the URL, yeah? If we look at this, that image is coming from this URL. So this is not a file actually. We're not consuming files, we're just consuming URLs, right? So that's probably why we don't have any file here, because we're not downloading the physical files. And maybe that's the problem that that Gatsby has here. So in that case, we're still looking at static images, it seems. So image hosted on a remote server. That would be my case. I mean, we could probably, what we could do is, if you really wanted to download the images, what we could do is create an overload, like this guy proposed here. So on create node, we could check Yeah, we could check and download the image and create a file node with Gatsby transformer sharp. That would definitely be possible. Yeah, this is the file node. Create remote file node. I guess that's a Gatsby's function. Local images push file node.id. Yeah. So we could run this code on every build and get, so what this would do is it would basically get all the images from all the content items and store them locally, which is probably the same thing as the static image would do. Because the static image just takes either a local file or it takes a file from a remote URL, remote location, and downloads it. Let's see the limitations of the static image. So yeah, this doesn't work. So if we have a component like the Jumbotron, or not the Jumbotron, but we're actually looking at the page for phases. So we probably can't use that because we're looking at function data content item phase, right? So that's this case. This is not going to work here. The values need to be statically analyzed at build time, which means you can't pass them. If you find yourself wishing to use a prop for the image source, then it's likely you should be using a dynamic image, Gatsby image. Yeah, so we need to use the Gatsby image data. Gatsby image data GraphQL resolver. That makes sense. So here we configure the image. Data blog post avatar. Yeah, so it seems like for this to work, we're gonna have to go that way. So let's try it. I mean, we have the code right here. We just need to adjust it, or we can adjust the code of the integration, but it's not ideal, you know. So we need to create the file node. So let's try that. So export.onCreate node. Let's see if that's gonna work somehow. So this is for every node, right? And we're looking only for specific nodes. So let's see here. I guess we can remove this and check only. So how do we know which node this is? I'm just gonna do console log here. node to see what we have in there. Just comment this out. Oops, one more, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to rebuild. There we go. Okay, stop this and let's see what we have in there. But here we have ID, internal is a file, Gatsby source file system. Okay. So that is a file then. Image sharp, but I'm looking for, yeah, this one. Then this project phase, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm looking for. So we're looking at node of system type phase. So if node dot system dot type equals phase. Now let's see if that works. Okay, got some errors here. Read property of type of undefined, of course. Okay, let's try it this way. So what's the problem now? Unexpected token. Oh, okay, so he doesn't like the syntax. All right. So if node and node.system and node.system.type equals phase. Maybe I'm just too used to TypeScript. Here we're just in a plain JavaScript. There we go. Okay. So we've got the nodes here. Now what we need is to find out if there are any images here in this field, right? So we're looking for node.elements. I guess I can start making this a bit more structured. Elements. And we're looking for node elements overview. And this is not going to be overview, but we're looking for content actually. Dot content dot images. And images length must be greater than 0. Now we should get only the nodes that have some images in them. Okay, stop this. We should see some stuff here. Now we've got these items. And when we look at elements, content, images is an array, and we've got some images in here. So that's nice. Let's see. So images, node elements, content, images. So we're effectively here. Okay, so here we're processing only the JPEG and PNGs. And we can do file. Well, what we can actually do is for image of images. We can do const file node equals await, create remote file node. URL will be image. And we're not seeing the array here, but we should be able to see that here. So content item, and we're looking at phase, elements, content, images, and we're looking for URL. So image.url. Next, store, cache, create node, parent node ID would be node ID, and create node ID. Perfect. Then this. I have no idea what this does, but I'm just copy pasting from Stack Overflow. That's what we all do, right? And then node.local images. Okay. Don't need this one. Now let's see if this is gonna work. Now obviously this only works for the content images, right? For nothing else. But let's see. It's no longer doing the console log, so I removed that. So let's see if there's gonna be any change. Otherwise, if there is no change here, I think that we will need to adjust the integration plugin. Because it seems like it's something that needs to be integrated there. And obviously, it would then download all the images that you're using to your local instance, which is not always the best case. Yeah. If you wanna consume your images from remote, it might be better to think of other ways to handle that. Let's take a look now. Let's refresh it. And let's see. So we're looking for all phases, edges, node, elements, content. But I don't see anything else. Let's try all file. What do we have here? Let's remove this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got this one here. I don't think that it was there before. Oh, where it is? Here it is. But we still don't have that here. Nodes. So under images here, we still don't have that. Dev shared DB. So we got the URLs here. So this should be completely separate nodes, but I don't see them here. Maybe we need to, oh, there's an image sharp here. I'm not sure if this was there before, but it's not doing anything. No. We don't got anything here in the face. Under images. No, we don't got anything here. Yeah, I think that we will need to probably figure out how to get the file nodes in here, because before we have that, before we have the GraphQL file object that includes an image, we can't move anywhere. Because we definitely don't have it here. Let me just try one more thing here. I want to see if it was really created. Okay, let's stop it. I think I saw it there. Look, oh, local images is not defined. All right, my mistake. My mistake, because this guy has it here, and I think I removed it. Here it is, before the for cycle. There we go. Let's try it again then. Okay, this is better. This is better. So I downloaded some of the files here. Let's see if we're gonna see it now. This was my mistake, so obviously it couldn't go through. But let's see if this is gonna work now. Okay. It's got all content, item face, content, images. So still no change here. But here we got local images. See that? That's what we did here, local images. So local images. And here we got a child image sharp. Is that what we're looking for? Child image sharp, yeah. Gatsby image data. Oh. Local images. Let's remove this. Child image sharp, Gatsby image data. With 200, was it? Okay, so let's see what we get from here. Oh, we got only nulls. Not ideal. Why do we get nothing here? Got absolute path. Maybe it's because it's SVG. So it doesn't like SVG. So it's true that there was a JPEG. There was JPEG or PNG. So otherwise it would just skip those files completely. So I'm thinking how to do that. Because this is a production site, I don't want to change this. But here you go. Here we have all the options. So this is nice. This is nice. So this is finally working. So I guess I'm gonna try to use a different project next time, or adjust this one to use a PNG, at least at some place, because these are both SVGs, right? So that's probably not gonna work for me. Come on, load the teaser. There we go. But it seems like this is only gonna work if your source plugin that gets data from your headless CMS creates GraphQL file objects, which is something that the content source plugin obviously is not doing. So I'm gonna see if there is any better way how to achieve this. Probably on a level of the image item. So right now we're at the level of the face, so the page itself, but it'd be nice to have it on a specific element, just like the tutorial expects, right? So under content images, there should be the Gatsby or the child image sharp. So I'm gonna try to figure out if there is a way how to do that. And I'm gonna probably try to use a different project, because this one doesn't have any PNGs, only SVGs. And I guess let's see how big the SVG is, right? If it makes sense to even try doing something here. Yeah, how do I find out? Okay, this is stupid. How do I find out how big is the image? So Chrome's doing a hell of a job in disallowing me to see how big the image is. Let's see, SVG. Okay, so the icon is, come on. It's coming from this cache. Oh, come on. Disable cache. Get it. Okay, how come it's getting it from the disk cache? Oh, there it is. Resource size 56.4 kilobytes. The other one is 46 kilobytes. Okay, so it's not the best. It could use some preloading, but obviously it's still like a fraction of a normal image size. Yeah, if we're looking at the icon here, icon developing, that's 3 kilobytes. Now, I don't think that it makes sense to change that, because that's really small. But if you look at the teaser, I would expect the teaser to be much bigger. So I think this one is actually the Gatsby's blurred image. So the blurred image has 583 bytes. That's really small. And then we got the WebP, which is 48 kilobytes. Okay, so that's not that bad. I thought it's gonna be bigger. Yeah, but actually we can't do the blurring stuff with SVG, and I kind of expected that. So that's no surprise. So next time I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to figure out what can we do with the plugin, and we're gonna try to use the Gatsby image component with the dynamic data that are downloaded into your site. Yeah. Otherwise you can use it remotely. The bad thing is that you cannot use the static image remotely, because even though we know this URL at a build time pretty much, because we can always get the nodes and then we know the URL of the image, it just doesn't work like that. So for the static image, we need to know before we start the build, we need to know where the image is. So we need to use the Gatsby image, but we need to tweak the file nodes a bit here. So I'm just gonna try to adjust this project to use a PNG or use a different project that has PNGs, and try it there. So thanks for being here. I'm sorry I couldn't finish this, but good thing is that we found out that this piece of code actually helps a lot. So this is good to know. And it's good to know that I assume these images will be downloaded during every build. So if you have one image, that's fine. But if you have 100 images that each has 5 megabytes, then it's probably gonna be a longer build. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you learned something new, and we're gonna continue with this in a week. So next Thursday, 3 p.m. GMT, I'll be waiting for you here, and hopefully we're gonna make it till the end with the Gatsby image component. So enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you next time.